choices, I need to not only consider myself, but also consider others that are involved. And that's something that took me many years to start doing, because as an only child and I was naturally selfish, I used to make choices that only benefited myself. So I have tried very hard to think about what is best for everyone involved and what God would want me to do, and made choices that way.
Okay, how do I make wise choices? First of all, scripture is pretty much my guiding light, and I try to live my life according to how Christ would do it. And sometimes the wise choice is not the easy choice, and sometimes I don't always do it, but I try. So scripture helps me determine my wise choices. Also, seeking the counsel of godly people whose opinion that I trust, that they're not just going to tell me what I want to hear, but they're going to tell me truth. And sometimes that is a hard thing to ask somebody, so you always want to ask someone that has your best interest at heart, that really wants to not just make you happy, but really wants for you to know truth.
How do you make wise choices?
For me personally, making wise choices, I look at all of the aspects of what could happen and then try to choose the most positive result of any choice I have to make. Sometimes, though, as a human, I don't make the best choices. They're impulsive. For me, though, I on the smaller choices, I look for the most positive outcome that I can imagine and go that way. But on the larger choices, I do tend to pray on it. I do tend to talk it over with my wife and go from there.
As far as God's will, I try to do the best I can with that. It's a tough thing. I try to pray and do the best I can, but I think He shows me in like daily life and basic things that happen around me what He wants for me to do, and it's difficult sometimes.
Determining God's will for my life has been something. That's it. Prayer. That's the only way that I've been able to determine God's will for my life. I've had several times where I've had some really hard and big choices to make, and you get all the wise counsel you can, but I was really torn on the decision, and praying through it and just asking God for clarity that doors would be open or closed, and that I would know that I know that I'm making the right decision. And sometimes it's one of those things where my flesh wants to make one decision, but in my spirit and in my soul, I feel like God has called me to do something else. And every single time that I've followed that, He's been really faithful, and it has been the exact right decision. So following, just praying and asking God what His will is for your life, and then actually doing it, because you can know it and still your flesh wants to make another decision, and you can go with that, but it's actually choosing to do what you know as God has called you to do that has made the difference for me. Ta-da.
How does God reveal His will to you?
Through my kids, mostly. Every time I think of doing something stupid, I tend to look at them and think of how it's going to affect them. And that's one of them now. But I tend to think about how it's going to affect them, how it's going to affect my family. And usually, just when I'm about to make a bad decision, one of them comes up and reminds me of what I should be doing instead. And that's kind of a message from God at that point.